Hey y'all, it's Lindsay with Fiber Seed, and I want to welcome you to the Fiber Seed podcast, where we talk about yarn and all the things that have to do with fiber. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook as the Fiber Seed. And let's just hop into this. I don't have a catchy name for this. It'll be Taggy Tag Tag. That's what we should call it this week. Anyway, here I'm going to show you new things. My whips, which I actually got some done this week, and the week before was not so successful, so I'm kind of glad that I got to something. And then I will show you some FOs. So first up, I want to remind you, this was the first colorway of the year, the Golden Age, right? I wrote a blog post about the inspiration. It's on the website, but I got a little excited, and I know it's not February yet, even though I'm probably going to post this in February. I made this about a week ago. It's the February color of the month. It's called Delta Dawn, and you might be able to assume what I had the inspiration for it off of. It was a little bit off of the song, but more the song brought a whole bunch of thoughts together that I was having very separately. So it's a light peach background with some honey speckling and some raspberry and some cameo. So this is so lovely. And I have it on all three weights, so I'm excited about that. All the shops that do the color of the month already have this. I told you I got excited about it, and I shipped it out really early. But anyway, that leads me to, I want to share with you basically the palette that I'm playing with for the most part this year. I mean, I'm going to deviate and do my, wild and crazy colors that I normally pick. Trying to, like this one. That's wild and crazy. But I have kind of started doing, expanding my palette and doing some more subdued stuff. So, there we go, all situated, there we go. Anyway, I probably shouldn't say anyway. I'll cut that out. Maybe I won't. Anyway, this is the palette that I've picked for the year. I'm just going to show you, and then I'll pick it all up so you can see all of it at the same time. So here is Cameo. It's kind of like a rustic purpley mauve color. It's really pretty, and it's really subtle, and I actually really love it. Denim, which is a really pretty blue, also in that subdued color. This is Georgia Peach. I know it's not as subdued as them. It's a lighter toned thing. It really actually, for me, I could be completely wrong, but it really, just that little bit of pop looks really nice to the rest of the colors. This is Sandy, which is like a tawny brown gray. Kind of doesn't know what it wants to be, so it's very versatile, which is great. And then this is Milk and Honey, which is a very lovely creamy color. Time. Don't look at the fact that it doesn't have a label. I don't know where it went. It's a nice soft green, and there's like subtle layering of like an olivey brown, but then there's that softer green color in there. It's really pretty. And then this is the Bee's Knees, which is the Bee's Knees. I really like it, and I'm not a yellow person, but I'm drawn to it. And then this is Brambleberry. It's like a really reddish purple. It's really pretty. And then this is Ginger, which is a muted toned orange. So, if you put them all together, make this fun palette. How pretty that is. I mean, how many colorwork sweaters could you do with this stuff? I know that I have the confidence now to do a colorwork sweater more often, and that is in my, queue a lot. So I'm excited because some of those I don't have the colors picked out yet. And now I've got a little bit to work on. So there's that. Oh, I forgot to show you. Delta Dawn knit up in a hank. So look how pretty that is. It's very subtle. It'd be great. Oh, there we go. See? Oh, it rolled off. That's not effective. Here we go. So it'd be a fun top. And I have to stop myself from making all the things with all the colors. So let me share with you while I've got them out. Remember, did I show you mandrel the last time? I mean, I don't know if I did or not, but look at this. I mean, isn't that pretty? I mean, where's my, y'all, I had a swatch. It up and walked away. What? Oh, no, it didn't. Look at that. pretty? Now you're gonna be like, where's the crochet swatch? I got you covered. You have to wait though. I mean, later on, not longer than a day. It's in the episode. Anyway, so isn't that pretty? Goes well with this, just saying. Here is Dusters and Bustles. It's got some awesome specklage going on here. If you wanted to like fade it, you could pick calico to go with it. And then, I mean, you could put cameo with it, or you could put, oh, I don't know, black. I do have a black. And black would look really nice with this. But, oh, and then this on the bright poppy side of things. I came out with this in the fall. It's called Con Edison. It was inspired by a picture that Credo Lark took of basically, I think it was like an explosion at the Con Edison power plant. Like a transformer blew. And so that picture inspired that colorway because he's like, hey, anybody want to make a colorway like this? I'm like, hold on. So this is what happened. And then Credo designed this. Well, this is the alternate ending. It's the exact inverse. So hold on. This is only half the shawl, y'all. Ready? It's just gonna, I'm just gonna keep going. Look, how pretty. Just gonna keep on, look how beautiful that is. Okay, so this is the alternate ending because this is the original. So, look at this, you guys. Is that not gorgeous together? I mean, so if you think about how the two different, these colors here in the shawl alternate with one another, it's those. It's gorgeous. So these guys go together, and I got a shawl pin from Crafty Flutterby. Crafty Flutterby. My mouth, y'all. I'm sorry. Crafty Flutterby. Okay. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? And doesn't it go perfectly? Oh my goodness. Ready? Just threw that on a bag, sorry. Look. Oh my gosh. It was like it was made for it. Just so many options, it's amazing. So, I made this. I'm kind of proud of it. It's really a good pattern to follow. It's simple to follow, and then like just when you think like, okay, something new happens. So you never get that feeling. You are always excited about what's going to happen next. So, oh, hey, so I'm doing something new. It's called Sock Set Club. Look at this. So this is the first one. It's Over the Moon, which is really pretty. It's got some light mauve tones with some gray in it. And some of that milk and honey feel and some speckling. And the contrast to it is silver for like toes and heels and cuffs. But the inspiration for it, this whole thing, was this little tiny shell. Well, it's not tiny, but this little shell. See how pretty that is? It was found by Reese when we first moved here last year to Ohio from Florida. So I thought it was funny that he found a shell in the flower beds here. But he used to dig in the dirt when we were at the old house in Florida because we lived under trees, so we never actually grew grass. So he would dig in this little pit. It was this little sand pit because, you know, Florida dirt's not dirt, or clay, it's sand, basically. And he would just always, he'd be outside and come in with flowers. They'd pull off the bushes and give them to me. And he's like, here, mommy, it's pretty. Make a colorway out of it. He would just do this. That's what he did. And it was just so sweet. And when we moved up here and all the upheaval of like moving so many states away and leaving the home that he grew up in, he still did the same thing of like going outside and picking up things and coming in and saying, mommy, make something out of this. And so I had made this colorway for myself at first, and he loved it. And he goes, mommy, you need to make it for everybody else. And I was like, okay. And I wanted to keep it for myself. But then I left this on my dye studio table, and every time he'd walk by, he'd be like, mommy, when are you going to make that colorway for other people? And so I was like, fine, I'll share it. And it's just a sweet story. So that's why I made Over the Moon. And so I think that I'll be doing a sock set club every month. So that is this month's. and I'm excited about it. Here's something else I'm excited about. I was just playing with the dye pots, as one does, and I was just adding colors and trying a different application technique, and I came up with this. It's called Oh Bother. It just has a lovely like watercolory effect. So like there's purple in there and blue. Let's pop it open so y'all can see. Look at this. So everything kind of just rolls into the next color. It's not like high contrast like a lot of my other kaleidoscopes like this. So I need to knit up a swatch so I can show you guys what it'll look like and so that I can see what it looks like. But I did this one, and then I did another one that I'm calling Fiona Love. And if you're in the Cincinnati area, you know that Fiona is our little baby hippo at the zoo. And we go to the zoo. That's the one thing the kids really love to do, and that we kind of tried to keep up as a constant between here and in Florida. So they get to see Fiona, and when we went to Festival of Lights, they had this little display in the Fiona area. And you had to find the Fionas, right? So as you're walking there are little tiny Fiona fairies hidden in the trees and in the bushes with lights around them and everything like that. So that's kind of what inspired it, is like the natural color of Fiona, but also these little twinkly lights and that kind of glow that they produced at night. Instead of just like little tiny specks, it was just like this glow about the little figurines. And I just thought it was inspiring. So, but I can't show you that because it's wet right now. So keep your eye on Instagram and Facebook, and that is where I'm going to put it. So, on to the next thing. That was a lot of yarn I just dumped off onto the floor. I'll be picking that up later. Anyway, next thing up, I want to tell you about something new. This is the Collectionality Shawl by Talitha Kwame. So, I'm going to stand up so you can see it. Well, stand up-ish. I'm not going to stand fully up or you won't see it. Anyway, so this shows off our different dye styles. So I'm going to show you real quick. Hi. There. This is our speckle of the Candied Apple Colorway Collection. This is a kaleidoscope, and this is our half speckled. And it looks something like this in hank form. I told you this way. So that's what it looks like in hank form. Its strings are showing. And so basically it's the same colors but dyed differently. So you get a different look without really going out of the palette, but getting a nice feel overall. So, being as I am, I was standing in front of all the yarn and I was like, ooh, look at this one, look at that one. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. So this is Candied Apple. So it's got that nice like grass stained green, you know, raspberry, and then brambleberry. It's really pretty. Just fondling yarn over here, don't mind me. Oh, also I have another Crafty Flutterby. I also picked this one out to go with this. I have another shawl pin. Look how pretty that is. It's got like a pretty little purpley gem in there. These are really fun too. It's a mini pin, by the way. But here, I just want to show you. Here's an option. This is the Violet Beauregard collection. So you have a kaleidoscope, a half speckle, and then a besprinkled. So there's that. And then there's the Breakfast at Tiffany's collection. So you have your speckled kaleidoscope, which has a little bit of speckling on it, and then your half speckled. And then this is the one that, if you look for this, it's available on Ravelry Collectionality. You'll find this combo is what Talitha made her pattern, her sample out of. So you've got half speckle of shooting stars, the kaleidoscope, and then a dipped. Which I don't have a lot of these out right now. So that's a fun one. It's very electric. It's got that toxic and charcoal and silver look to it. So you have your neutrals with that pop of the what's considered a neutral, even though it's, you know, that green, it's such that special green that you can put with almost anything. And then there's unicorn tears, which I've got a top out of this. Here, the speckled. So you've got the speckled, the kaleidoscope, and then the half speckle. So all of those, it just, you know, takes one hank of each in Sprout DK. I just lost it. Ball of yarn over the back. Okay, anyway. But it's so much fun. And, oh, I forgot. I have some more. Now these aren't tattling on myself. I don't have a third one of the ranunculus collection, but Princess Peach goes with it. So this one looked pretty. And then if you're a really poppy, fun person, we have got, I'm in here by myself. Bubbly Toes has these, and then you can put Surfer Girl with it as a pop. So that could be fun. Anyway, yarn. Oh, forgot this one too. And if you want a subtle but like a beachy kind of feel, we have Dirty Seahorse. I just love naming these things. So you have the besprinkled, and the half speckled, and the kaleidoscope. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I'm getting so animated, guys. I'm knocking my shawl all over the place. There we go. Better. Okay. Y'all, Valentine's is coming up. And I'll show you. I have the Oh Bother. You know, I love Eeyore. I always loved Eeyore. We've got Lonely Hearts Club. This is the Valentine's color from last year. Then we have Queen of Hearts. And there is a third one, placeholder, for the half speckle. We've got the kaleidoscope. Isn't that pretty? And then this is the besprinkled. So it's really speckly. And there's some color wash in there of like the lighter color. And then the half speckle is this gorgeous red. Is the dip. And then you get speckling like this at the top. It's really pretty. So, that's what I'm excited about. Alrighty. Anyway, what's next? My whips. That was my little transition. Anyway, oh man, can you tell this is my second podcast? Anyway, y'all. So we're going to DFW this year. It's the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Fest down in Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know why I just pulled my crochet hook out like I'm going to start working on it. Okay. Anyway, Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Fest, DFW. They're having a knit along and a crochet along this year, hosted by the Mahogany Sheep, and the crochet along is co-hosted by Soli Knits. And they picked out some really cool patterns by Carissa Browning. The knit along is the centrifugal shawl. If you look it up, it's got a 3-color option and a 5-color option. Here's a 3-color option. I think I might actually do this one, even though I know I don't have a lot of time to do it in. But I pulled this just to show people what you could make a 3-color one out of. It's highlighter, which is like completely gonna throw my phone out of whack. It like totally darkened the room. Highlighter, Tiffany, and Deep Cerulean, which is like my favorite color, so you can see that it's showing up in a lot of things. But I was thinking about doing a 3-color version out of this, but the 5-color version is fun too. It's like got an octagonal silhouette on the outside. It's really pretty. But yeah, that's my pick. But I was being reasonable at the time, not reasonable. Thinking about what I could get done in time for DFW, because the whole shebang goes from February 1st to, is it March 4th? I don't know when the end date is, but the start is February 1st, which is tomorrow for whenever I post this, which it won't be tomorrow then. Who knows? Anyway, it might be. But I decided I'll do the crochet pattern, which is the turnabout cowl, because it's one hank and I can probably get that done in time. So I was just going to test it out and see how, get myself to like the repeat section of it, to see how easy it would be to just do without, thinking about it. Because honestly, I've got 2 young kids, and thinking about stuff makes it really difficult to do constantly. And so I was crocheting on it, and I did more than the repeat. So it starts down here, and the repeats start here. And I just kept on going. But I'm doing this in mandrel, so you saw that earlier. If I can dig through the yarn. Ooh. Here we go. So that's the hank. And this is the knitted swatch. And then this is the crocheted swatch. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's really pretty. Look in the wrong spot, guys. You're supposed to help me with that. I mean, I don't know how you would help me with that because you're watching. I mean, you can yell at your screen if you want. Like, hey, stop looking at your face and look at this, the eyeball. The lens, oh my goodness. I don't know if I can cut that out. I might just leave it. Y'all can just see my goofiness. That's just me. So, this is it. I think I'm halfway. Yeah, I'm half. Look at my, isn't it? Okay, so at DFW they did a stitch marker swap last year. And I've got like these in bags and on my projects, but look at all these, y'all. All those. This is the ones I swapped for. They're so pretty. Anyway, I am looking forward to hopefully doing that again this year. Of course, I don't have mine that I swap with everybody, but I'll show you that another time. Anyway, I'm excited about this, and I think that I can, even though I started it before the crochet along started, I think I'll get it done in time, and maybe even start the knit along pattern. So I'm excited. So that is that. I did not make this. I got this at IKEA. I was walking past the bathroom section, not the bathroom, but the you know what I mean. Anyway, they had this in the baby section next to it with 2 other bags, and I was like, hey, that would be good to have around the kids. So that's why I had it. So that was totally impulse buy. I don't normally do that, but I did. Guys, okay, next thing. This is my Appalachian Trail T by Rachel Compton. There. I hope I put it there. Blueberry coffee, y'all. It's probably not good for me to drink the thing that smells like blueberries, but whatever. Tastes good. Anyway, Rachel Compton. She's Kentucky Knits on Instagram. So, I was working on this last week, and I tried to do a podcast episode secret, and it didn't turn out well. And it was because I really didn't have a good week that I had any time to do any knitting. So it was like, podcast episode, look what I've worked on. I have 1 row of color work, yay! So, luckily there was a glitch in the episode. I'm looking outside because it's snowing, y'all. It's snowing. But anyway, there's a glitch in my recording, and it wouldn't, like, it jogged my words from, like, what you can see. And so it's like, well, bummer. So I got more knitting time. But that's life, right? You just gotta roll with it sometimes. Anyway, this is what it looks like this week. Look at that! Oh my goodness! I am so excited. So, I don't know if I talked about my trepidation of doing color work because I haven't done it in a really, really, really long time. And it was, for me, it was dodgy the first, like, bit up to about here. But look at this. It is so gorgeous. This is a really fun design. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It looks like stained glass. I'm so happy with it. Look at the inside of this. Ready? Well, that's not as impressive, but down here. It's so pretty. Look how even it is. I mean, if you look down here, it gets a little dodgy. Like, it's like riding a bike, and I totally fell off there. I mean, here. This is real, y'all. There's like spots where the float's just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna hang out a little bit lower. But overall, my attention got better as the stitches, swapping the colors got, closer. I looked up Andrea Rangel's color work, not tutorial, but like a little helper guide of like quick tips. So like it tells you your, the color you want to pop in your pattern, you need to hold in your dominant hand. Like I was doing 2 color, so I was using, because I can continental English knit at the same time. And so, well, alternating. But anyway, it was saying hold the color you want to pop in your left hand and use, that was the chair, use your right hand for the background color because it'll automatically pop the color and not hide it. So I am pleased with that. I am at the split hem section, so I'm almost done with this part, and then I will be doing, ready for this? I'm gonna do it. I mentioned I was gonna try, and then Mars from Hey Brownberry, she goes, do it. So I am going to knit my sleeves separate from the body, and then I'm gonna graft them. And I might even do them at the same time. We'll see how that goes. I might do them separately though, because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I still need to, I need to keep alternating the balls. But like on my worsted boxy, I was alternating the balls when I first started doing sleeve, and I was getting way too much speckling, so then I ended up just doing one ball, and it looked the same as the body. So I don't know if the tonality that's going on here, if I do the sleeves with one ball, will look the same or not. So we'll be testing that out. But my sweater won't be twisting around like this while I'm knitting, so I'm okay with that. Speaking of Mars, you guys gotta see this. I don't know if I told you last time. I'm gonna tell you again because I love it so much. Look at this. Sweater on board. See? Double back. It's great. It's a pin. It's on our Etsy shop. Also, socks on board. I need to put this on my, let's do it again. Socks on board. I need to put this on my sock bag. I was talking to, I think it was Crafty Kimmy on Instagram, and she had a shadow heel that she had shown me from a pattern she's working on, and I can't remember what it's called, but that heel looked really neat, and so I'm going to try doing that on my Pebbles and Pathways sock and see how it looks. Anyway, so that is that, and I'm reaching over for my next one, so I'm just going to show this to you again because I think it's pretty. Also, it might like spur me to, I mean, I'm so close to being done with the Appalachian Trail T. My mouth gets, yeah, anyway, that I'm going to be doing my breathing space. And I think I'm just going to force myself to do it. I honestly, I can't be like, I've got to wait for the perfect brain space time, because I'm never going to have it. I've come to that realization. So this is going to look like something of a sweater the next time I show you. But that is the color, that's Cameo, so you can see it better now. That's going to be the main part here for the sweater. It's designed by Vera Valimaki. I didn't say that. But here is what my stripes are going to be. It's going to be pretty. This is the golden age. So that's what it looks like knit up. That's where my swatch went. I shouldn't do my own sound effects. Anyway, so that is that. All right. How awesome is this? Oh, and this is my Erin Lane bag. Just zipped it up. Sheeple, nope. Awesome. So, those are my whips. My charity hat, looking at my notes, sorry guys. My charity hat kind of got put on hold. Not because I didn't want to do them. It's that they're in my craft room, which I'm in right now. And to be honest, my craft room, as you can see, there's no yarn behind me or anything like that fancy, is in boxes. So I haven't moved in yet. It's been a year and I haven't moved in yet. So I don't have that regular thought to go into my space because it's not set up to be my space yet. It's kind of just storage. And so I don't think to come in here and work on my projects. So if they're down where everybody else is, that's where I work on them. But anyway, I'm going to show you my charity hat because I'm going to get these done. I've decided that I am going to just like crank out a bunch of them this weekend. Kind of make up for the last week when I didn't come in here at all. But this is what they look like when they come off of the Addy knitting machine. So I used, this is Sprout worsted, and I used Bougainvillea and Olivine. So basically I wanted to check how much of the ball it took, so I used full hanks of these, and I weighed them in advance. And so this is for an adult sized hat using 60 rounds of each color. And I used a little under half the ball, so I can definitely get 2 adult hats out of the 2 balls. So you knit your 60 rounds, and then you knit your 60 rounds with the machine, and then you basically pick them up, and then you cinch the end here. And you just finish it off like you would any top of a hat there, and then on this side you pull it shut, which I'm not going to, so imagine, because I didn't weave in my end here. Now they give you the option at the, here, oh, I was pointing in the right spot. So they give you the option here to basically just knot them when you're actually cranking this out. And I can't do that. I don't know why. It would be so easy, but I don't know why I can't do it. So I end up weaving in the ends, and then I'll cinch it and join the 2 ends together, because I don't know that I can show you fast enough how they work together. Let's see if I can do this. Ready? Grab that end. The tube. Imagine the tube. Ow, that was my elbow. We're just going to go with it. See? Hat. But anyway, I am going to be donating these first to our local schools, because some of the kids don't have winter weather clothing. And a hat is helpful when it's snowing outside. So then from there, I'm going to donate them to some local charities for the homeless and for families that are in need of things to keep them warm. So here we are. I'm going to try to crank out like 6 to 8 of them this weekend. And they only take about 20 minutes. So that's exciting, because that means more knitted things quicker, right? Let me share something with you. Okay, you ready? I finished this last late fall, and I didn't have the time, like we were busy in like show season and stuff, so I didn't have the time to take proper photos of it. I still haven't, but now that it's snowing, it's going to be really cool, because this is the Ritual Shawl by Marceline Smith, hey Brownberry, and this is the 3-color version. And it's an amazing knit, because ask me how I know. I've knit it twice. I've got a 2-color that I knit earlier in the year, and then I've got the 3-color version. So it just takes 2, for the 2-color, it takes 2 balls still of the 1 color, and then 1 ball of this in Sprout DK. I used Breakfast at Tiffany's Kaleidoscope, and then silver. And then for this one that I finished later in the year, it's Thistle, Nebula. I'm showing you the back of this, guys. It's so pretty. It's pretty on either side. Whew, there we go. And then Brambleberry. And I needed these. When I knitted these, I needed these. It's an easy pattern to remember, and it's very zen. It's very meditative. And I appreciated having this to knit on when I was knitting on them. It kind of just, it calmed me down, and you would think, oh, that edging calmed you down. It did, because that edging starts up here, and you only work like 8 rows at a time for the repeat. And you just keep connecting it here to the end until you run out of stitches, and you're done. So you can, like, I've got the kids, and I was just doing this while watching them and playing with them. And it's just so easy to pick up and put down. So, again, I was in the yarn room. This is a dangerous thing for me to do. I was in the yarn room, and there's not enough knitting time, but I would totally do it if I could. I put together some of the some combos. So, I mean, here's what that looks like when it's not knitted up. And then this is all in Sprout DK. So, you know, 1 hank of each. It's a fun project. It's not too heavy. I mean, you can wrap it up around your neck. I'll do it right now. This is how I wear most of my shawls. I mean, I do put the shawl pins on sometimes, but this is how I normally wear them. It's like a hug. But this, I thought I'd do a, you know, Valentine's E kind of combo. So this is rosé, which is like not coming, it's not white, it's like a very pale pink. And then this is Lonely Hearts Club, Also on that pale pink background. It's totally getting blown out. Oh, that's not cool. And then this is Ruby, which is about as intense as it looks in the picture. And then I put together some candied apple action here. So you got your speckle, your kaleidoscope, and then I put it with grass stain, which is a really pretty green. It's on the yellow side, and it's like a medium tone. I love this one. I don't know if it, yeah, I could make something out of it. So, oh, bright one. Got strawberry mango. Yeah. Those tags, I love them, but they get in the way sometimes. Jordan designed that, and he's got a new one that's upside down. Here's the new one. I just hit the table, y'all. Look at that. It's all sleek and stuff. Anyway, I am proud of my husband. He sees something he needs to do, and he figures out how to do it. So, strawberry mango, solar flare, and then raspberry. And then for the last one, for the free color, we've got Violet Beauregard and a kaleidoscope, the dark crystal. Isn't that pretty? It's got like a navy and black swirl in the purple. And then navy. And then I put some two colors together because, you know, wall of yarn and pictures and things. And anyway, so here's that two color. The Breakfast at Tiffany's. So you can see how it kind of knits up. And then the silver. And then this one. Grandpa's Sink. I just love this. I made this last year. Around this time, actually, it was around Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was my grandparents' anniversary. My dad's parents. They're the ones I grew up around, and they helped, you know, shape me as a person. And so I was, we had, you know, just moved here, and I had taken the sink. I was about to go on a rabbit trail, you guys. The sink that they had at the house, that was the one that I lived in, and, you know, we had resat and the little bungalow in Florida. It was the original sink from when they had first moved in. That was the only house they ever owned, was that house. And anyway, when they had to remodel the kitchen, they'd taken that sink out, but my grandpa didn't want to throw it away, so he used it in the garage with all of his paints, because he was a painter. He's an artist and a painter. And anyway, I took the sink with me because that house wasn't going to be there after we left. And so I was back to Ohio. Flashback. I was working and dumping yarn into it and rinsing. And when you're dying, you have time to think about stuff. And I was like lost in my thoughts. And I looked down and I saw the teal of our floor, because I painted the floor when we moved in. And then the colors, that patina that was around the base of the sink, because it was a porcelain sink. And this is what I imagined in my head. So, all those speckles. Okay. But anyway, so I called this Grandpa's Sink. I mean, really creative. But anyway, if you pair that with the bee's knees, I mean, how gorgeous. I might just do it. I might make one of these again this year out of this. I mean, and they'd be like, kind of like my grandpa's hugging me. But anyway, I'm gonna make myself cry on camera, guys. Woo. Speaking of my grandpa, this is neon lights. So I don't have I don't have the half speckle here, but this is the kaleidoscope. For his birthday last year, he's been passed away for like 15 years now. But I was thinking about him on his birthday, and he used to work at as a sign builder and painter. And back in the 30s, he used to paint Pepsi Cola. Like, remember when they used to paint? Remember when? They used to paint on the side of buildings, and they'd paint the ad on the building. Well, he and his buddy would start at opposite ends and paint, like, the Pepsi Cola, the swooshy one, at opposite ends and meet in the center, like they had just done it all at once. It was really cool. So, anyway, he got into this, all that stuff. He had his own sign company, and then he moved to Florida to start fresh with, his family, and he started doing neon lights. And so I did this inspired by that and the story of that and the color swatches that I saw as a child, because he had these, the rings of all the color. Those are the things I played with when I was at their house. And so anyway, this is one in my charity collection on the website, as well as the half speckle, because 10% of the sales from this go to Cure Alzheimer's Fund, because that is what basically was the undoing of my grandpa. So it took him away before he left, and that was sucky. So anyway, I'm not gonna cry. Anyway, so you can put that with litmus. That was a total downer, guys. I am so sorry, but you can put those together, and they're lovely. And another bright poppy one is Uranium Geranium and Toxic. Now, this is that neutral. I mean, it doesn't look like a neutral, but it is. I mean, look how it goes with that gray, and then it makes the pink pop. That's that litmus color that I showed. So Uranium Geranium and Toxic. And then if you want something subtle, because not everybody likes, the poppy stuff, and I totally get that, is Down the Rabbit Hole and Cameo. So look at that. Let me show you Down the Rabbit Hole. This I brought out last year, and it's just, I've seen this knit up in shawls and tops. It's just really pretty knit up. It gives you, it's like a subtle color change. So the color's there, but it's not like, whoa, what's going on? Because I have those colorways. So yeah, you can put those together. And that is the yarn. You guys, look at this. Empty. That was a lot of colors. When it's gray outside, you got to go into the yarn room to make you happy, because there's just so much color. So that's what I did. Thank you so much for stopping and watching, and I am going to get more stuff knitted for you and crocheted, so that I can show you next week. Not next week. In a couple weeks. And